Hello, and thank you for stopping by yet another edition of the Massachusetts Beer Reviews channel of YouTube. I am your host, Hummus Metal 75, and this is your Massachusetts Beer Reviews. And how have I been going on since about 2012, thanks to Jay Terry out Louisiana Beer Reviews in YouTube on beer reviews, without reviewing the one and only Guinness Draught, or as some call it because of the name spelling, Guinness Draught Stout. I have no clue how I have never had this beer on review, but here it is today. That doesn't tell me jack squat when this beer was canned, so pour on them unless I figure out lot codes. They say such a thing up there, which is upon opening, the famous round plastic widget in every can unleashes nitrogen throughout the beer, creating the creamy head and an iconic surge that's distinctively Guinness. To best enjoy, here's what you do. Open the can and wait a moment for the nitrogen to release. Pour into a glass tilted at 45 degrees. Watch the surge and settle, and then enjoy. You hear that? There's a nitrogen widget that creates the nitrogen in the beer. Believe that was introduced in 1993, the widget. And from some information I read on the internet, it was called by the British one of the greatest inventions in the last 40 years once it came out. This is a 14.9 ounce can. Came in a 4-pack for $7.79, I believe, per 12 ounces. It is only 125 calories, and it is only, I believe, 4.2% alcohol by volume, 9.4 grams of carbs, 1.1 gram of protein, and no fat. This is 1.25 servings. Guinness was established in 1759 by Arthur Guinness, who at that time signed a 9,000-year lease, for God's sakes, with the St. James Gate Brewery in Dublin, Ireland. And this particular beer is actually brewed in Ireland. Sometimes you'll find them there where they're brewed in Canada, but they've tried to do a lot of the brewing back in Ireland. And I believe they gave them free access to public water to use for the beer. The perfect pour takes 2 minutes on tap. There's a 6-step process. The beer's actually colored red. Before I actually crack open the beer, it's getting a 3.75 out of 5 from 8,007 ratings on a Irish Dry Stout from Beer Advocate. And what else can I say about the beer? They have a foreign extra stout. They have an extra stout. They have a Antwerpen Imperial Stout now. Go look at your local store. They have a lot of good beers around. And Guinness Foreign Extra and Extra Stout, I'm not sure about the draft, but they come in all different ABVs based on the region of the world that you live in. Why is that? They have different tastes. That's all I can guess. Okay, we're going on 5 minutes, for God's sakes, almost. Very faded Guinness glass. So with the Guinness Irish Stout, the draft here, you just pour it into a glass. You can do that in a full 45-degree pour, but in a widget glass, in a widget can, you're not going to pour it wrong. So it's going to make a hiss. Then I'm going to quickly grab the glass and I'm going to pour it. So here's the hiss. It comes out a little bit. You kind of want to pour this hard. Gabriel Salaya watches saying there's a 200th anniversary stout. He hasn't had it. Me either, Gabriel. All right, so here's the surge, and I'm not talking about that green soda. We wait for the surge to die down to a point where it's just the pitch black looking color on camera, but it's actually ruby red, or it actually has a red tinge, and that's its official color. Oh, sorry, label out. While that is surging, we get aromas. Aromas are light roasted barley malt, light chocolate, light coffee, light cream notes, grains, clean water. Just about done surging. And as you can see at the very bottom of the glass is where the ruby red tinges occur. So I think we have a settled can of Guinness here. How have I not done Guinness Draft or Draught? No effing clue. The Irish rank below, I believe, Britain and even Nigeria for consumption of Guinness for some strange reasoning. So let's see how this does from the can. Will this beer be good in a tan and black? You mean a black and tan, Gabriel? Fuck yes. Cheers. So this is an extremely light towards medium on the light side of the body. It's not heavily carbonated, but that's the nitrogen giving you its mouthfeel. But there is carbonation. To say there's none is incorrect. Again, nitro can giving this beer a silky, creamy mouthfeel. Light chocolatey malty notes, light coffee notes. This is a dry Irish stout, so it is on the dry side. It doesn't linger around for a whole long time. But it is, excuse me, it is super, super refreshing, super, super drinkable. You could kill this crap all night without problem. I can see how the actual Irish in Guinness get it wrong, or get themselves into trouble at the bars, the pubs as they call it. I mean, beyond some of those chocolatey notes, light roasted barley malt notes, and some coffee notes, it's just a thin, kind of a watery-ish beer, but it does have those light stout characteristics. And it's a special beer for me because this was the first beer I ever loved. And my buddy you've seen on the channel here, Dave, absolutely adores this stuff. So I played a show with my band last weekend, the second week, the 15th, or was it the 14th of September 2018, at the Midway Cafe in Jamaica Plains area of Boston, Massachusetts. And right across the sidewalk from the venue we played at was it was called Doyle's. I think it's J.F. Doyle's, one of the oldest Irish bars in the country, and certainly the oldest Irish bar in the area of Boston, Massachusetts. And that was a great place to drink some Guinness, so that made me want to get some motherfucking Guinness down. So a rating on the Guinness would definitely be no less than a 90. I mean, this is for me a world-class beer, bordering excellent stuff. But if you want a darker beer with just the perfect amount of drinkability and this light body and creamy texture to it, Guinness is an always good one to get. It's going to be wherever beer is sold around the world. If you can get beer around the world, you can get Guinness. So I highly, highly recommend the Guinness Draft or Draught in cans. So until next time, this has been a 90 rating for me and the Guinness Draft. Keep tasting those great beers. Cheers. We'll see you soon. It's been a wrap. Thanks, Gabriel.